far as how limiting it is to always try to rhyme, that is something that's really fun to get rid of and just write whatever it is you want to write and enjoy. So I do think that Japan does have a lot to teach us as far as how to write a song and all kinds of things that we consider as rules. And in Japan, these rules just don't exist. It's a lot more free. There are thousands of videos on YouTube about how Japan looks like or what Japan tastes like, but there isn't that much about how Japan sounds like. So today I'd like to give you my take on Japanese music from years of collecting Japanese music and also as a professional music producer, specializing in singer-songwriting music. So I'm really into vocals, lyrics, vocal melodies, traditional songs, and I do think that Japan does have a lot to teach us as far as how to write a song and all kinds of things that we consider as rules. And in Japan, these rules just don't exist. It's a lot more free. Now, I've made this video for two kinds of people. One is a person who's really bored with what's out there. And if you are, I don't blame you. Like, I do think that Western pop music has been a little bit stuck in the last 10, 15 years. And the second type of person is if you're a songwriter, if you're a producer, and you're trying to write music in a new way, if you're trying to look for new techniques, this video is definitely for you. And if you are one of these types, I'd love to know in the comment section who you are, and also if you agree with me that lately music hasn't been that great. Now, there is a playlist that I've made especially for this video with artists that I'm going to talk about and also artists that I'm not going to talk about, but just some songs that I do think you should really listen to. I'll put it in the description. And just to let you know, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't have a lot of time to make YouTube videos. So if you find this useful, if you enjoyed it, if you like the music I recommended, a sub to the channel would be highly appreciated. So with that out of the way, let's dig in. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is rhyming. Rhyming is pretty common when it comes to traditional songwriting, but in Japan, rhyming is not really a thing. The first song I'd like to talk about today that is in the playlist is Owaranai Youta from the Blue Hearts. Owaranai Youta means never-ending song, and most of the songs on the playlist are without a lot of rhymes. Rhymes is mostly used in rap and Japanese music, but when it comes to like rock songs, ballads, things like that, rhyming is not really necessary. And honestly, when you get used to listening to music like this, you're thinking like, yeah, actually, why do I need to rhyme? It doesn't really take the energy out of the song. Like, the song stays fun, the song still sounds good, even if there's no rhyming. And as far as how limiting it is to always try to rhyme, that is something that's really fun to get rid of and just write whatever it is you want to write and enjoy. So you could listen to this on all the songs in the playlist. Almost all of them don't really have any rhymes, and they are great songs. They're really fun to listen to. If you're stuck on this, if you're always trying to write songs and you're finding like, I wish I had a word that rhymes with this, word that rhymes with that, just try writing a song without rhyming. I promise it's going to sound good either way. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is syllable counts. Now, many songwriters would sometimes say, all right, I need 12 syllables for the first sentence, I need 8 syllables for the second sentence, and then I need 10 syllables for the third sentence. And therefore, I need a 5-syllable word, a 4-syllable word, and everything needs to be very structured in that way. And you always are thinking, it's just like looking for the perfect rhyme. You're also looking for the perfect syllable count on a certain word. For example, if you say go out, so it's 2 syllables. But in Japanese music, I've noticed they really don't care that much about how many syllables the word have. They just stretch the word into how many syllables they need. Now, the next 2 songs I've added in the playlist are from Yumi Arai and from Ayase, which is a part of Ayase and Yoasobi. Both are amazing singers. One of them, if I'm talking about Yumi Arai, she has this really beautiful, emotional voice, sort of like it hits you hard when you least expect it, and also it could be very, very soft. And then you also have Ayase from Ayase and Yoasobi, probably the most famous Japanese duo right now in the world. But if you are hearing about them in this video first, please let me know in the comment section. So the two songs I've added into the playlist from these artists, let's go back to Yumi Arai. In the chorus, she says "darling." She stretches the word "darling" to "darling." And with Ayase, she does this a lot with the word "jibun." Jibun means me, myself, my, and she always stretches it to "jibun." So this is something you could also do when you're writing a song. If you want to use a specific word, but it's not long enough, just stretch the syllable. It's really, really easy. The third thing that I've noticed that Japanese music has, or like it's a certain feature that I find in many, many songs here, is a certain balance between very lighthearted, childish playfulness and very complex music theory, key changes, modulation, changes of rhythm, all kinds of very, very advanced stuff together with very, very light and playful stuff. Songs that I've added to the playlist that really work with this. For example, Hayorokonde. Hayorokonde is, on one hand, sounds very, very light, very, very fun. It's like it goes from rapping to singing. There is a ska part. There is a kind of like a dubstep part. Everything just keeps changing all the time. If I go back to Ayase and Yoasobi, they're always doing key changes. Very, very common. And there's also a song on the playlist that I've added from a very, very old anime. I think it's from the 70s. Called Lum's Love Song. And if you're listening to just the singer, it sounds very, very light, very, very silly. But if you're following the chords, it's super jazzy, super modulated. At the same time, it doesn't sound complicated. It sounds very, very silly. So if you're able to do something like this with your own music, just be very, very silly and light, and at the same time, try all kinds of theoretical tricks, that's definitely going to make your music a lot more interesting. So finally, I'd like to give you a tip on where to find Japanese music. I've been searching for Japanese music for many, many years, and a lot of the stuff I found is from movies that I watched. You can find very, very good songs in the soundtrack, also from anime. But there is a YouTube show called The First Take. If you're familiar with NPR Tiny Desk, The First Take is the Japanese NPR Tiny Desk. It's a show that brings the best, most famous artists in Japan to do like a live take, a live show of songs that they really, really like. And you can find so many good songs there. So if we go back to the Yoasobi Ayase track I've put in the playlist, that's actually a first take version. It's not the official record version, it's the first take version. And you can just go into the First Take channel, for example, and see if you find other things that are interesting. And if you find anything good, or if you have any recommendations for me when it comes to Japanese music, please leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for new things, and I'd love to get your recommendations in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you have some new fun music to listen to. And if you did enjoy this and found this useful, a sub to the channel would be highly appreciated.